Hello, I'm Joe Forrester here for South West London TV, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by Sir Harry Cowell, who's going to be showing us around his facility here at Mission Recordings in Kingston-upon-Thames. Harry, thank you so much for having us. It's wonderful to meet you.
Thank you very much. My original partner, when we left Redra, we looked at going back to Wimbledon, which is where we came from. We were based at a studio called Beulah, called R.G. Jones in Beulah Road there, and Cliff Richard and everybody had recorded there. That got closed, and then we moved. I came to run Redra. We thought of going back there, but we'd had lots of big albums. We'd had Tina Turner, we've had Cher here. All the area works. It's a really nice area. And, you know, you've got 1 minute walk over the bridge, you've got Kingston, the river's here. So we decided to stay here. This building came up just at the right time when I was leaving, and so we took it over and then rebuilt it.
So who have we got in here, Harry?
Well, it's an interesting amount of people here. Over there we've got Cameron Whiley, who's an artist.
Hi.
Kate and Katie, who run the PR company, B-Sharp PR. Daniel. Daniel, who's been with me when I was at Redra across the road. Okay. Daniel came with me. And then Bethan joined us about a year ago. Bethan's my PA and runs all the account side of stuff. So yeah, this is our little kitchen area. And then this is where, in theory, work gets done. Right. I'm sort of somewhere there.
And we have discs and posters and things on the walls.
Yeah.
I mean, can you tell us a little bit about some of these artists?
Well, over the years, I've worked with quite a lot of people. So that's a track that my team that I worked with at the time wrote for Steps. I used to manage a band called Asia, which were a very big band in the 80s. They sold about 12 million albums. Wow. Worked on Def Leppard, signed Heather Small, and signed this young lady. We actually co-produced her first album, and I signed her for publishing when I was the MD of Redra Music, which was just around the corner.
And she's done rather well for herself.
She's done quite well. Yeah, she's done quite well. This is our main studio here. This is where we have two studios in the building. One is more of a production suite. This is where we actually mix all our records, and. This is young Lou working on a track that we had a boy band called Reconnected in at the weekend. And then this is our live area, which we don't use quite so much now, but we do vocals in here. So we do vocals there, and there's more of a bigger live area. Basically, we built this room because at the time we were doing a lot of what we call popper, which is Katherine Jenkins, Alfie Bow, people like that, my old partner. But we're not doing that. And a lot of that music actually is all done on computers now. I mean, it's awful to say it, but the live stuff, you tend to go to a big studio and record that, or you go to Prague or wherever it's going to be, or Abbey Road or wherever. We've got an in-house project we do, which is called Dirty Sneakers UK, which is fronted sort of by Lou and another guy called Sweety Irie.
Okay.
Sweety Irie is really known because he was in the Gorillaz.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, he did Clint Eastwood, he had the ragga thing on that. So we're doing a project with him. Obviously we've got Cameron Whiley. We've got a young girl called Demi Holborn, who's the youngest singer to ever go in the British charts. She was about, I think, 9 years old at that time.
Oh wow.
She's now 19. We're doing some tracks with her. I've got an opera singer called Gianluca Paganelli, who won Britain's Got Talent and the X Factor in Italy. We've done an album with him, and we're just working on a few other people at the moment. You know, but our core business is we write songs for named acts. That's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah. And they tend to come in here and write with us. So I had a friend of mine who wrote a song for Celine Dion, but he researched where she was at her life. She just had a baby, so you write. You know, that's changed her life.
Try to make it relevant.
You try and make it relevant to where they're coming from. But what we try and do is get the artist in the studio. If you get the artist in the studio and they become part of it, it normally works somewhere. It may not be the first, but I mean, for instance, when Cher came to Redra, it was the fifth song that they did was Believe. It wasn't the first song.
Oh, okay.
So, and that tends to happen. It tends to come down, you write a song, and it works, but then as they come down again and they get more friendly and you get more intimate and you're more relaxed, then you write the song that is right. You know. I'm looking for somebody, you know, which is what Simon Cowell always knew, is called as the X Factor. They have to have something. And it's normally an awkwardness. They have to be a pain in the arse, really.
Okay.
If the guy or the girl is your best friend, they're not going to be a star.
Okay.
They need to have principles, and it's a job as a manager to try and deal with those principles. And so when it makes sense to try and veer them off what they you know, try and explain this is the avenue to go. Sometimes you have to say to an artist, no, you're wrong. And it's their decision whether they go on, but your job is to tell them you're wrong. And most managers don't want to do that because they're frightened of losing their job. I've never been frightened of being fired. And I think artists respect you saying something which is against them.
So in terms of Mission Recordings, what can we expect for the rest of 2013?
We've got Cameron's single coming out at the moment. We're trying to build things up slowly. The Dirty Sneakers record coming out in about 4 or 5 weeks' time. We've done a video for that. We've also got the second single. We had a bit of a tickle with a guy called Aya Beats, who's worked with everybody. He's a really good producer, a writer, singer. We've got a new record coming out with him, which we're working on at the moment, and his last record had about 500,000 hits on it. So
okay.
he's worked with everybody. I mean, he's the new kid on the block. Both my other artists, Demi Holborn's got a single coming out, which we've just shot the video for, and also my Italian opera singer, he's got a song. We're doing more gigs. We did an album of tango music, but now we're doing a real out-and-out opera song. So that's being done at the moment. We've done the orchestra. We're now going to do the choir on it. So we've got about 5 or 6 singles coming out over the period of time.
The lights up when the sun goes back.